Now on 4 News Now at 6, the city of Spokane is running out of money to fight homelessness. How that gap in funding could impact other parts of the city.
Take your raincoat with you if you're heading out this evening, but we have some well-timed breaks in the wet weather in your Easter weekend forecast. I'll help you plan.
And now on 4 News Now, Idaho's new abortion trafficking law, how it makes it harder for a minor to get an abortion across state lines. You're watching the 4 News Now at 6.
We'll get to that. And just right now, though, we want to start with breaking news. A man's been shot and killed while allegedly trying to break into multiple cars in Coeur d'Alene. Thanks for joining us. I'm Aaron Luna.
I'm Kirsten O'Connor. It's happened in the Michaels parking lot near Canfield Avenue. The Coeur d'Alene Police Department says a man armed with a handgun saw the suspect burglarizing cars in the parking lot. The armed witness confronted him. At some point, the suspect managed to get into a car, eventually accelerating toward the armed man, hitting him.
Well, police say the man with the gun ended up on the hood of the car and fired multiple shots at the suspect, hitting him at least once. The car crashed. Both men were taken to the hospital where the suspect died. Police have not released the other man's condition yet. Well, here's a live look over our cloudy downtown Spokane. We've had some light rain off and on all afternoon. We're not done with the wet weather yet. Thanks for joining us. Like we said, I'm Aaron Luna. Kirsten O'Connor here. The big question:
Easter, right?
Yeah, that's what everyone wants to know.
And the bunny, yeah, and all the things that we're trying to put in our yards. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker with answers on your Easter forecast.
Well, there is more rain on the way, but the timing is going to work out pretty well for most Easter plans. Now, right now on our radar, we have light rain through the Coeur d'Alene area up through Spirit Lake, but enjoying an evening break through the Spokane area. However, if you are leaving the house for the evening, expect that the showers will return off and on through the night. You may head into dinner with dry conditions, but need your raincoat as you leave. Here's a broader view on our satellite and radar. A back end to the steady precipitation. That's our cold front moving east, but behind it we do have some shower development. As we get into the evening, it's looking less likely that we're going to see any thunderstorms. We did have some thunderstorm activity and continue to see that in north central Oregon, just approaching the Washington border, but by the time any of that reaches the Spokane area, I think that will be long past the hour that thunderstorms will still be a possibility. Here's our forecast radar starting off at the current time. You can see the showers continuing on a much more scattered basis, though not the steady rain that we saw earlier today. Then by tomorrow morning, we are drying out. It's looking good for those Easter egg hunts on Saturday. A rainy evening for things to know about your weather. Dry and breezy on Saturday. Our first 60-degree day or higher day on Sunday, but not necessarily completely dry. I'll tell you about the rain on the way for the second part of the day on Sunday in just a few minutes.
We go now to breaking news. A federal judge in Spokane has ordered U.S. authorities to not make any changes that would restrict access to the abortion medication mifepristone.
That ruling countering a ruling made by a judge in Texas that ordered a hold on the federal approval of that drug. It is the same drug that Governor Inslee bought a 3-year supply of to ensure Washingtonians will continue to have access to abortion medication. The drug has been widely used in the U.S. since the year 2000.
Planned Parenthood is speaking out and condemning the recent passing of Idaho's abortion trafficking bill, which made it illegal for adults to transport minors to receive abortion care in another state without parental approval.
This law is the first of its kind. Our Jordan Smith joins us in studio tonight to break down the new legislation and the consequences for violating it. Jordan.
Well, Kirsten, you said it. Idaho is the first state to enact a law of this nature, tightening its stance on restricting access to abortion for Idahoans. Under this new law, anyone who helps a pregnant minor cross state lines to obtain a legal abortion in another state without parental consent could face anywhere from 2 to 5 years in prison.
It's a historic bill that's made national headlines. Idaho tightening its firm grip on abortion regulations.
The parents need to know when their child has an issue with that. You don't need people kidnapping children and taking them outside the state. So I think that it was a way to protect not only the children, but the parents and the knowledge the parents have of what's going on in their child's life.
Idaho lawmakers passing this bill along to Governor Little's desk. generating an immediate response from Washington State.
And this nation should not be balkanized by one state preventing any citizen of one state from traveling to another state under these conditions. And that right is under attack today from Idaho, and we assume other states will follow.
Planned Parenthood vocally condemning this bill, saying their doors will remain open.
For folks seeking care here, they still can receive care from us.
As it stands today, Washington State is in the process of protecting patients seeking abortions, with a new SHIELD law being introduced. It's aimed at protecting patients and providers when it comes to abortion.
Essentially what it will do will be to protect folks receiving abortion care or gender-affirming care here in our state, to protect against things like extradition or investigations that other states would like to try to pursue when folks from their state want to come here for care.
And that SHIELD law passed in the Washington House and is currently sitting in the Senate. In the meantime, this bill in Idaho is set to go into effect on May 5th, and opponents of the abortion trafficking bill are promising legal action against it. Certainly a battle we'll be keeping an eye on as this progresses. In studio, I'm Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Jordan, thank you. This week, Governor Little also signed a bill banning gender-affirming care for minors across the state. According to the American Civil Liberties Union, that was just one of dozens of anti-LGBTQ+ bills signed into law this week across the country. Now the White House and Supreme Court are weighing in.
This has been one of the worst weeks of 2023 so far in terms of anti-LGBTQ bills.
The Biden administration is proposing a new federal rule involving transgender athletes. It wouldn't stop schools from limiting their participation on teams that correlate with their gender identity. It would make total bans a violation of Title IX. Supporters of the ban say trans women who have already gone through puberty have an unfair advantage. The Supreme Court is getting involved in the dispute, ruling to allow a 12-year-old transgender girl in West Virginia to run track on the girls' team for now, while a related lawsuit plays out in court.
Law enforcement agencies in Idaho are increasing patrols across the state this weekend to crack down on distracted driving. In 2021, there were just over 5,000 distracted driving crashes that killed 30 people. That's according to the Idaho State Police. The National Safety Council says the number of people using phones while driving rose 127%.
Opening statements for the Idaho doomsday mom accused of killing her 2 youngest children set to start on Monday. Lori Vallow Daybell's trial is expected to last about 8 weeks. Vallow is also charged with conspiring to murder her ex-husband's wife in 2019. Vallow's husband, Chad Daybell, also charged with the murder, will be tried separately. This trial date for him has not been set.
The Trent Resource Center and Assistance Center opened last September in East Spokane as an option for people living at Camp Hope and others who were experiencing homelessness in the region.
Well, since then, it's gone from sheltering 150 people to 350 and can flex even more during extreme weather. But as the shelter rapidly changes its format, the city's funds may not be able to keep up. Tonight at 6, Bronte Sorotsky shares how much this shelter is now costing the city and why council members are concerned it might not be sustainable.
Funding for city shelters like TRAC is up in the air now that its cost has gone up to $13 million, an amount council members say the city can't afford.
And there really is no sustainable funding source to keep this going.
Since the Salvation Army started operating the Trent Resource and Assistance Center, its cost has nearly doubled.
And it's not double the people.
The city says that currently it's $3.9 million short of what it needs to fund the Cannon Street and Trent shelters after this year.
My big concern is that we still do not have funding for the next year. And some of the proposals are to actually put money into construction inside of TRAC, which could help a little bit with some efficiencies. But these are long-term investments in what might be a short-term stay. And I'm very concerned about that.
So far, the Cannon Street shelter is only funded through the end of May. President Beggs says the city hopes it can repurpose the shelter to care for health needs and get Medicaid funding.
So I hope that the closing of Cannon temporarily won't be a loss of 80 beds, that we'll get those back, but at a lower cost to city taxpayer.
Now council members are focusing their energy on finding money to fund TRAC through the rest of the year.
It's just going to be hard, and every option has to be on the table.
What will happen next for the city's shelter system is all up in the air. Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Still ahead, the Israeli military is on high alert as violence intensifies on the Israel-Lebanon border. We'll take a look at some of the damage following a night of bombing in the region coming up.
And the U.S. job market seems to be cooling down, which industries continue to grow. Coming up on 4 News Now at 6.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
At Holiday, we are perfecting the air we share. Daikin's mission aligns with Holiday in advancing innovation every step of the way.
Fixed right or it's free. Holiday heating, cooling, and electric.
The doctor will see you now. But do they really? Do they see that crick in your neck? That ache in your heart? Will they see that funny little thing that wasn't there last year? The new bounce in your step? The way your retinal scan connects to your blood sugar? At Kaiser Permanente, all of us work together to care for all that is you.
Jurassic Quest is back and bigger than ever. See life-size animatronic dinosaurs, walking dinos, baby dinos, and so much more. Starting April 7th in Spokane. Tickets are flying fast. Buy in advance at JurassicQuest.com.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXOY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Does your current roof have moss growing on it? Is it worn out or tattered? Have you recently seen the heat and electric bills going up? Then it may be time for you to get a new roof from McVeigh Brothers. McVeigh Brothers is the only 5-star certified select shingle master contractor in the Inland Northwest. We also have great financing options to help you out, like no money down and up to 12 years low interest financing. So you can get everything you want now and pay for it later. At McVeigh Brothers, we're always working for you.
The wait is over, and on Thursday, April 13th, mixed martial arts action returns when Coeur d'Alene Casino presents King of the Cage. Don't miss the high adrenaline, high-octane action live, and 3 boxing matches in the cage, presented by House of Fury. Don't miss the return of Tyler Cy-John, Cameron Robinet, Melvin Bassar, and much more. Visit ticketswest.com, and the night before, it's the official pre-fight party with a meet and greet of Thomas Hearns, 7-time world boxing champion, from 7 to 8:30 p.m.
The most important thing that I want to carry on, my dad has a strong belief in, it sounds so simple, but taking care of the customer. And so to stay humble and realize that we are lucky to have them, I think that's an important trait to have.
Around the world tonight, the Israeli military says it called up an unspecified number of reservists, citing very volatile times as the reason. We do want to warn you, some of the clips in this next story could be considered disturbing.
Israeli Defense Forces striking several Hamas militant targets today. CNN's Laura Aguirre gives us a look at the aftermath and what it could mean for the holy days of Passover and Easter in the region.
Israeli bombs exploding on the Gaza Strip and in southern Lebanon Friday, aimed, Israel says, at Palestinian militant targets. The strikes came hours after dozens of rockets were launched from southern Lebanon into Israeli territory. A former U.S. ambassador to Israel points to a larger international adversary.
This series of events has the feel of kind of a coordinated assault by the network of proxies and terrorist organizations that Iran sponsors in the region.
The rocket attacks come amid rising regional anger over Wednesday's Israeli police raids at the Al-Aqsa Mosque, one of Islam's holiest sites. Scenes of the police beating Palestinian worshippers widely condemned by the Arab and Muslim worlds. Israeli police say they were pursuing, quote, hundreds of rioters barricaded inside. Neighboring Jordan accuses Israel of threatening regional stability.
What Israel is doing right now is pushing all of us into the abyss of violence, making it very difficult for us to continue to engage in peace talks.
Former Ambassador Shapiro disagrees.
Now, Israel has the responsibility to defend itself, and it has strong support from the United States to do so.
We want to de-escalate. I mean, there's a very, very sensitive weekend ahead with Passover, Ramadan, and Easter all aligning, and we're hoping for a quiet weekend.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Here is your Saturday planner. A mix of sun and clouds for Saturday. More clouds the second part of the day, but it is going to be warm. A high temperature of 55, 54 is our average high, and it gets even warmer for Sunday, but the wet weather returns as well. I'll have your forecast after the break.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Chihuahua Casino.
Is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is where you're with the ones you love. Home isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, we're proud to call our communities home. And we're here with personalized home loans to help make your home dreams come true. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it.
With prices of natural gas and propane skyrocketing, your heating bill is getting out of control. But before you turn down the heat, give the experts at Bill's Heating and Air a call. They have the latest in dual fuel technology to keep your family comfortable and utility bills low. And there's never been a better time to upgrade because now every furnace purchase comes with a free AC or heat pump. So call Bill's Heating today to get your free heat pump while supplies last.
Look at this baseball field and this one. How about this one? Which one is next for a 4 News Now Extreme Team Diamonds and Dreams makeover? How about yours? Go to KXLY.com and tell us why your field deserves a makeover. Diamonds and Dreams brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union.
Revving up our community starts with you. That's right. You are invited to the Automotive Trades Night at Spokane Community College on Wednesday, April 19th. This is an opportunity to talk with professionals in the industry and find out what a career in this field looks like. Hands-on activities include racing, welding, automotive car wrap technicians, and more. A huge thank you to the sponsors that made the Automotive Trades Night happen. For more information, visit our social media at Trades Night PNW and help us rev up our community on April 19th.
The prankster, famous for pulling pranks on unsuspecting people.
Get out of here, man.
Next, Inside Edition, shot in the stomach by a furious stranger.
You actually had a concern that he could get shot?
Then, the first daughter in the family since, can you believe it, 1885.
We were very shocked.
138 years later, finally, it's a girl. Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
We'll say hello to the newest addition to the Gonzaga men's basketball team, Steele Venters from Ellensburg. The 6'7" guard is no stranger to playing in the Inland Northwest. Last season, he played for the Eastern Washington Eagles, ending the season averaging 15 points a game and awarded the Big Sky Most Valuable Player Award. He's joining a Bulldogs squad looking to fill some holes in their roster. After losing Hunter Salas, Dominic Harris, and Efton Reed to the transfer portal, we'll take a deeper dive on the role he'll play on the team later on in sports.
Oh, I am looking forward to that. It will help ease the pain of the players leaving. They always do that, just like our baby reporters. Here's a look at our live conditions. But we're not going anywhere. You're stuck with us. With rain in both Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, a little bit of light rain has redeveloped in Spokane. Temperatures in the mid to upper 40s right now. It'll be slow to cool with the clouds and showers, dropping down to 38 for our morning low. Winds are going to pick up behind the cold front as we dry out. Things will start to get a little bit breezy. 55 for a high tomorrow with a mix of sun and clouds, and wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour in the afternoon. Here's a look at our live satellite and radar, and we've been watching a few thunderstorms down here in north central Oregon, but they're not having a whole lot of luck making their way in our direction. Fairly slow moving. Meanwhile, we have the potential still for some isolated thunderstorm development for about the next hour or so around the inland northwest. However, the odds go down as our sun sets and we lose our daytime heating, and any storms that we do encounter will be very weak. Our chance of precipitation dropped significantly for Saturday. Good news, with a lot of egg hunts and other fun things going on outside on Saturday. But they do increase up to 30% on Sunday before all the way up to 90 on Monday. And it's that transition time Sunday afternoon. But we're still dialing in the timing on when we might expect that precipitation to start. Here's our forecast radar starting off 6 o'clock on Saturday evening with dry conditions across much of the region, perhaps an isolated shower up in North Idaho, just in the lingering instability behind our front. As we go through Sunday morning, we are dry across most of the region. You'll notice this very, very light green around Moses Lake up toward Grand Coulee. Slight chance of a few sprinkles. More likely you'll have the overcast with nothing coming out of the clouds. It isn't until we get into Sunday late afternoon and really into the evening that we bring in the chance of meaningful precipitation. So hopefully those Sunday Easter egg hunts and trips to grandma's and Sunday services will be just fine, and they will also be warm. We are warming up for Sunday. Overnight lows tonight will be in the 30s and 40s. We'll be above freezing in most locations. High Saturday, right about average, will be in the 50s and 60s. And then, despite the clouds, despite the showers, we're up to 61 on Sunday and even warmer on a very wet Monday. Rain all day, but a high of 62. Cooler weather for the rest of the work week, but we're in the 50s and 60s, making progress towards spring-like weather every day. We do have a couple of cooler nights ahead, including down around freezing Tuesday and into Wednesday. Don't doubt you'd be tempted to plant, but good reminder that we still have about a month to go before you'll want to indulge in that. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. Spring is storm season across the country, and that does include the inland Northwest.
We want to make sure you're ready for the stormiest weeks of the year, and they're not that far away. New at 6 o'clock, meteorologist Matt Gray breaks down thunderstorm season in the inland Northwest.
Just a small chance for some thunderstorms this evening, but it is not going to be long before that begins to change. Today, I took a look at some lightning data from around our region, trying to get an idea of when our storm season really begins and when it ends. Now, thunderstorms happen, surprise, surprise, most often between April and September, but that's a little too obvious. So let's look a little bit deeper, all right? So it turns out the stormiest part of the year actually starts in just a few weeks. The last week of April to the first week of July is when you're most likely to run into a thunderstorm around here. Now, considering how many hot and dry days we see in the late summer, makes a lot of sense. Then in a lot of years, not all of them, but a lot of them, storm activity really drops off in July and August. Now, we may not have as much spring severe weather as other parts of the country, thankfully, but it does happen, especially in April, May, and June. We're averaging about 24 severe weather warnings between thunderstorm winds, hail, and flash flooding each year. It is not a lot, but that does not matter if one of those is, well, ending up over your house. Every storm is worth taking seriously. So just take a look at what we ended up with last year, which was a real busy year. We had flash floods, we had damaging hail, we even had a couple of rare tornadoes this past May. So with storm season just around the corner, when thunder roars, it's time to head indoors. And if you want a heads up about any nasty weather heading your way this storm season, our weather app is going to be the first one to alert you on what's going on. Just search KXLY Weather on your app store and enable alert notifications.
Still ahead, a center that's helped more than 24 babies born addicted to drugs get clean is looking to expand the Washington bill that could make that dream a reality. Coming up.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
If you have a fear of missing out, you might want to start earning with a free Camas Rewards card because, dude, Camas Rewards at Northern Quest for all the ways you play.
Built for times like these. Clear thinking, expertise, and smart solutions have sustained us for more than 120 years. Washington Trust Bank has the strength and wisdom needed for times like these. We prepare for the unexpected, and we're just a phone call away. To find a personal banker or learn more about Washington Trust, Visit watrust.com/financial partner. Washington Trust Bank. Member FDIC.
In the market for an RV? Do not buy any RV before you shop Click It RV. Because Click It RV has just acquired over 300 2022 fifth wheels, travel trailers, toy haulers, and motorhomes. And every one is just $199 over invoice. And take advantage of 0 down, no payments for 90 days, and low interest financing. Plus guaranteed lowest price and lifetime warranty. So don't miss the Click It RV Do Not Buy sale. Going on now at all 5 locations, including right here in Spokane.
Jurassic Quest is back and bigger than ever. See life-size animatronic dinosaurs, walking dinos, baby dinos, and so much more. Starting April 7th in Spokane. Tickets are flying fast. Buy in advance at JurassicQuest.com.
Next week on GMA, Abbott Elementary's Lisa Ann Walter and Katherine Hahn are both here live.
I'm kind of into it.
Plus, Kristen Cavallari cooking things up, Denzel Washington, and an exclusive Celine Dion announcement. What will it be? Next week, watch GMA.
You didn't choose cat allergies. You didn't choose your hairline, hot flashes, the flu, or that thing when your knee just gives out for no reason. You didn't choose your bad back, or this, or that. You didn't choose depression, melanoma, or lactose intolerance. But with Kaiser Permanente, you can choose your doctor who works with other best-in-class specialists to care for all that is you.
At Northern Quest, we offer the lowest minimum bets and highest maximum bets. Because only you know if you're feeling lucky, valued guest. Northern Quest. Yes, the best.
4 News Now is brought to you by Parker Subaru.
Around the nation tonight, new signs the labor market is cooling down. The March jobs report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics is the first in 12 months to come in below expectations.
CNN's Ivan Rodriguez is breaking down the numbers and what they mean for the Fed's year-long campaign to ease inflation.
U.S. employers added 236,000 jobs in March, coming in below expectations, a labor market cool down that could actually be a good sign.
The Fed isn't going to publicly say we want job losses, but I think the Fed knows, and all the economists are there that know that if the unemployment rate stays at 3.5%, you're not likely to calm or tame inflation.
Industries like leisure and hospitality, healthcare and government continue to lead the way in job gains. The job losses are coming from sectors like manufacturing and construction. Still, the labor market has remained stubbornly resilient. The unemployment rate dropped to 3.5%, average hourly earnings grew 0.3% from the month before, and the cool down in hiring may not be enough to stop the Federal Reserve from raising interest rates again next month.
Inflation is extremely high, and it's hurting the working people of this country badly. And we are taking the only measures we have to bring inflation down.
The Fed is aiming to engineer a soft landing for inflation, but it's a difficult tightrope to walk.
My guess is that the process of bringing down inflation will bring on a recession at some stage, as it almost always has in the past.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Well, the Justice Department wants to take the issue of bump stocks to the Supreme Court. Bump stocks are modifications to guns that, for all intents and purposes, turn them into automatic weapons. There is a federal ban on bump stocks that several appeals courts have upheld. The Supreme Court declined to disturb those rulings multiple times. But in January, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals struck the ban down, saying bump stocks do not qualify as machine guns. Now the Justice Department is asking the Supreme Court to step in and reverse the overturning of the ban.
The fallout after the Republican supermajority in the Tennessee State House took the extremely rare step of expelling 2 Democratic members. A 3rd Democrat narrowly survived that expulsion. Representative Gloria Johnson, a white woman, joined her 2 black colleagues, Representatives Justin Pearson and Justin Jones, last week in a protest on the House floor, demanding stricter gun laws following the Nashville elementary school shooting that killed 6 people, including 3 children. That led to the Republican-led expulsion vote, accusing 3 Democrats of violating chamber decorum.
We called for you all to ban assault weapons, and you respond with an assault on democracy.
We're going to continue to fight to ensure that more lives are not lost to the epidemic of gun violence.
The Tennessee House Republican Speaker defending the move.
There are consequences for action. I voted for all three. Obviously, I thought all three should have been expelled.
The two Democrats will get a chance to run for their seats again once a special election is announced. Well, we have much more coming up tonight at 6:30.
Including giving you a bird's eye view of one recreation outside of Hayden. That's our Air for Adventure. That's coming up. Plus,
for the past 6 months, Maddie's Place has been serving as a safe, warm, and nurturing home to drug-affected newborns in our area. Coming up in just a few minutes, I'll share their story and explain why they're so essential to the Spokane community. You are watching 4 News Now at 6.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for cash, as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
You work hard for your money, and now you can get up to $1,200 back on state taxes you already paid with the Washington State Working Families Tax Credit. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
Kelly here at Colville Toyota with the pups, cruising in this new Toyota Highlander.
We've met many new neighbors and come to love this beautiful region.
Our hometown-friendly restaurants, scenic rivers, Colville, Kettle, and Columbia.
Confederated County Museum, the golf course, hiking around Colville Mountain, a leisurely picnic at one of our parks,
or just a beautiful scenic drive.
Our region has plenty to offer, and so does Colville Toyota.
Your small-town dealership with a big heart.
Join us for jackpots, food, and fun at Chewelah Casino. The more you play, the more entries you can earn in our Mo Money prize drawings, totaling over $18,000 in prizes and cash. That's right, 2 nights of grand prize drawings, April 15th and April 29th, starting at 6 p.m. Sun Club players could win grand prize bundles, including a riding lawnmower, leaf blower, weed whacker, and a self-propelled lawnmower. Learn more at ChewelahCasino.com.
I'm a little over my head here.
We can certainly take care of that for you. When you're looking for a company that's noteworthy, look no further than Mainstream Electric.
Hi, I'm Ron.
And I'm Shelley.
At Rosenberger Construction, we build some of the most beautiful custom homes in North Idaho.
Like our spectacular spec home, now for sale at the club at Rock Creek, Coeur d'Alene's newest private golf course filled with stunning natural beauty. Our custom homes are furnished and designed with you in mind.
For our clients looking for that unique, one-of-a-kind piece of furniture, we always recommend Consign Furniture in Liberty Lake.
From great rooms to dining rooms to master suites, Consign Furniture is sure to turn any house into a home.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for cash, as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
We're taking a live look at the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. Cloudy out this evening as we head into Easter weekend.
And everyone wants to know if the rain is coming to dampen our weekend plans. Let's go to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker for your Easter forecast.
I think most of the weekend is actually going to be really nice, particularly for kids having egg hunts in the mornings. Now, right now on our radar, we're starting to see the showers return to the West Plains. We're drying out a little bit in Coeur d'Alene, however. Won't be long till you get a break in the very light wet weather. Most of these showers have not amounted to much. In fact, just a few hundredths of an inch of rain reported around most of the region. Here's a broader view on the satellite and radar, and we do have some heavier precipitation as we head to the west. Hit and miss showers, and those will continue to rotate through the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area through this evening. Here's our chance of precipitation over the next several hours. Decreases rapidly, and then finally we're down to 0 as we head into Saturday morning. That is pretty good timing for Easter egg hunts. I know there are a lot of fun things related to the holiday on Saturday, especially for kids. We're going to be starting off the day in the upper 30s, very quickly into the 40s, and despite the fact that the clouds will be increasing throughout the day, high temperatures will be topping out just about average, 55 in Spokane, 54 is our average high. I'll be back with your ski report. There aren't many more of those left to be had, but the skiing is going to be good this weekend. That's in just a few minutes, Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. And Spokane's annual Easter egg hunt, Chris was talking about this, is tomorrow at Riverfront Park.
There's going to be 20,000 eggs for kids to find. You want to be on the lookout for the golden egg because that one has about $500 worth of prizes in it. There's going to be staggered start times. It starts at 10. It's a free event. There will be food and drinks available. The city also recommends you register ahead of time. For the link to sign up, find this story. It's on KXLY.com. Spokane Community is now home to a facility offering care to newborns who are born addicted to drugs.
They haven't been open very long, but they've already helped many moms turn their lives around for themselves and for their babies. Emily Bloom explains tonight at 6:30.
Maddie's Place has been serving as home to drug-affected newborns in the Spokane community since they opened 6 months ago. Prior to this, there was no similar resource in the Spokane area. They've been at their max capacity, that is 8 babies, and their moms almost every week since they opened.
A lot of babies born affected from drugs need a lot of feeding assistance. A lot have developmental needs with physical therapy, occupational therapy, dietitian services. And so all of those can be done right here.
With nurses on staff 24 hours a day and infant care specialists and volunteers providing help, they've cared for 26 infants since they opened in October.
Our goal is to get them as early as possible. So, within, a week or so after they're born, as long as they are, doing well and meeting the hospital standards, then, our hope is that they would just transition here.
Once the babies are at Maddie's Place, they typically stay between 30 and 90 days, depending on their and their mother's needs. Moms are welcome, free of charge, as long as they're getting treatment and staying clean.
When a baby needs something, that their needs are being met right away. They're getting that bond and attachment.
These infants can have a bright future, and Maddie's Place gives them the best shot at achieving that.
Those first 90 days of life are so important. Just having that connection with somebody. It doesn't necessarily have to be a biological parent.
They have the space to serve for 8 moms and babies at a time. For most of their first 6 months, they've been at max capacity, and they hope to expand in the future.
Marcus Riccelli proposed a pilot project for us. It is in the House budget, but we're working to get that in the Senate budget proposal in the next couple weeks.
This would be a game changer for them. Right now, they're running fully on donations.
All of our moms that have come here have been homeless, but every one that has discharged has gone into housing.
They'll be celebrating Mother's Day next month with all of the moms who have come through their doors and succeeded in recovery since they opened. Reporting in Spokane, Emily Bloom, 4 News Now.
And as Emily said, the service to mom and baby at Maddie's Place is free.
And this is video of us. We were honored to help raise money for Maddie's Place this week by teaming up with Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream on Free Cone Day. We had a blast. A lot of great people stopped by. So many smiles.
It was a lot of fun, even though it was still chilly.
Still. And we left without ice cream. We missed our chance.
Yeah, I think we'll get a scoop.
We'll go back for a scoop. Spokane police arrested the woman accused of starting this fire in North Spokane last month. The SWAT team surrounded a home on North Nelson today on a tip that 36-year-old Jennifer Barden was inside. She surrendered. Barden faces 1 count of first-degree attempted murder, 6 counts of first-degree assault, and 1 count of first-degree arson.
7 elementary school kids in D.C. were taken to the hospital after eating a, quote, unidentified edible. In a letter to parents from the elementary school saying the gummies were brought by one student containing an unidentified controlled substance to school, shared them with several other 5th graders. One of them began to feel unwell, and then paramedics were called. They determined the symptoms aligned with ingestion of a controlled substance. D.C. police saying.
Edibles affect children because they're much smaller, and the dose that they get is meant for an adult. And they're very enticing, right? Edibles look like candy and brownies and things like that. So by the time a young children has eaten as much of an edible product as they want, they can really get a very high dose.
Well, as edibles become more widely accessible, a study published by the U.S. Poison Control Centers have shown a 14-fold increase in children who have accessed marijuana edibles over a 5-year period. Studies finding 22.7% of all reported cases were admitted to the hospital, with an increase in ICU and non-ICU admissions. Following this incident, the school plans to hold an age-appropriate conversation about substance use awareness and prevention with their 5th grade students.
For the first time since news broke that U.S. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas accepted luxury gifts from a powerful Republican donor, we're hearing from the justice himself.
An investigative report by the nonprofit news outlet revealed that for years, Justice Thomas has been accepting expensive gifts. ABC's Faith Abube is in Washington with more.
Tonight, growing questions after revelations that for more than 20 years, U.S. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas has accepted lavish vacations from a major Republican donor without disclosing it to the court.
When we talk about hospitality or personal gifts, those are keywords or buzzwords that are allowed through the loophole of reporting that the Supreme Court justices have chosen to follow.
In a rare statement defending himself, Thomas says he was advised early on in his tenure by colleagues and others in the judiciary that this, quote, sort of personal hospitality from close personal friends who did not have business before the court was not reportable. The fallout follows a stunning report by nonprofit news outlet ProPublica, uncovering that for the past 2 decades, Thomas has enjoyed, among other things, island hopping on a super yacht in Indonesia, trips on a private jet, all-male retreats at an exclusive California club, and fishing at a resort in the Adirondacks, all thanks to a Dallas billionaire friend who happens to be an influential Republican donor. There are no restrictions on justices accepting travel gifts, but they have to be disclosed. However, the report says Thomas never listed the travel gifts from GOP donor Harlan Crow and his wife. Thomas says he endeavored to comply with the disclosure guidelines and that he intends to follow new guidance in the future. On Twitter, progressive Democrats like Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez calling for the conservative justice to be impeached. And legal analysts point out that the U.S. Supreme Court has no formal code of ethics, a governing body, or a way to enforce any potential wrongdoing. But Democratic Whip Dick Durbin is vowing that the Senate Judiciary Committee, which he chairs, will act. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
Gonzaga has already seen a few players leave the program. Now a member of the coaching staff is doing the same. That story is coming up in sports.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Jacobs Custom Living.
Achieve tomorrow's dreams today with a Momentum Home Equity Line of Credit. And when you get in motion now, you'll get a special introductory rate. Get a jump on your dreams today. Horizon Credit. Your path, our purpose.
The doctor will see you now.
But do they really? Do they see that crick in your neck? That ache in your heart? Will they see that funny little thing that wasn't there last year? The new bounce in your step? The way your retinal scan connects to your blood sugar? At Kaiser Permanente, all of us work together to care for all that is you.
Spring into action and take your adventures to the next level with Northwest Motorsport. Fuel your next adventure at nwmsrocks.com/spring. Find the keys to your next adventure at Northwest Motorsport.
Jurassic Quest is back and bigger than ever. See life-size animatronic dinosaurs, walking dinos, baby dinos, and so much more. Starting April 7th in Spokane. Tickets are flying fast. Buy in advance at JurassicQuest.com.
R&R RV Center is your Van World Superstore. Solus, Travato, Echo, Revel, and more. Choose from front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, or 4x4. And bring your trade. R&R RV wants your boat, your Harley, your old RV. Van World at R&R RV Center in Liberty Lake and North Spokane. Or shop now at rnrrv.com. Eastern Washington's largest RV dealer.
From R&R RV, your RV Superstore.
Achieve tomorrow's dreams today with a Momentum Home Equity Line of Credit. And when you get in motion now, you'll get a special introductory rate. Get a jump on your dreams today. Horizon Credit. Your path, our purpose.
Next, E.T. Michael J. Fox, from teen idol to advocate.
It's all been one kind of great ride.
We celebrate the man living with no regrets.
I'm just having a good time.
We open the E.T. Vault, revealing 4 decades worth of never-before-seen interviews.
I think I'm a 1 in a million shot where it paid off.
Our time with the husband, the father, and the fighter.
There's a bright future ahead.
Next, E.T.
Watch 4 News now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Is it? Oh, it is. It's National Beer Day.
It is.
Ooh. Anyone have any at home that they'd like to share with us?
Beer at home? That's why it's at home.
The
It's
Inland
for me
Northwest
only.
is home to dozens of amazing local breweries, so we decided that we were going to take a little bit of time here to talk about our favorite ones. I think one of my favorites is, you took me there, Aaron, when I first moved here.
Oh, Perry Street?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That is a good
Yeah.
one.
I love the ambiance there.
Yeah,
Nice
they have a
people
nice
there.
patio too. I like Yaya Brewing out in the valley. Jason and Chris, great guys. You can't get more local than my neighbors, Steve and Don. They own the brewery up the street from us, For the Love of God Brewing.
Oh, yes. Well, I was going to say, you introduced me to one of my favorite beers at the Yaya, that fluffy, puffy sunshine beer.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Even the name makes you feel good.
Well, I'm neighbors with Benedito's, though, and they have a Citraburst IPA that goes just perfect with pizza. So now I'm just going to leave.
What goes good with rain in the forecast or cloudy skies?
You know, it goes good with skiing, a vanilla bourbon stout from River City,
That's
which
right.
I can't find right now. I used to be my go-to after skiing beer at Mount Spokane. So River City, if you're watching, I could use a growler of vanilla bourbon stout.
Hey.
I'm just kidding.
Share with the class.
Let's talk about skiing. We are running out of time, but we are not running out of snow. Tons of snow, 101. Now, this isn't how many inches they've received all year. This is how many inches of snow are sitting at the peak of Lookout Pass right now. It'll be a dry day tomorrow. Mostly cloudy skies, but you may get some sun breaks, and the wind is not so bad, 12 miles per hour. They have machine-groomed runs there. And again, time is running out, but this is a fun time of year to ski. Everybody's got all sorts of fun events going on. Now, Schweitzer, this is it. Last weekend at Schweitzer, spring conditions were being reported. 43 degrees for a high tomorrow, so you don't want to bundle up too much, even though the skies are gray. Now, 49, they are extending their season on weekends until they run out of snow or skiers, whichever comes first. They have 134 inches at the top, so all the snow in the world, and these numbers have not started to drop yet at 49 degrees north. Mount Spokane, this is the last weekend there, and they have all sorts of pond skims and fun things planned on Saturday. Sunday will be the last day. Silver Mountain, machine groomed, 37 degrees tomorrow and a little bit breezy. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. We do still have some rain to move through this evening, heading into a dry, breezy Saturday. Wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Our first 60-degree day or higher day will be Sunday. We have not hit 60 degrees yet in Spokane, and then we have some rain on the way for late in the day on Easter Sunday. I think Sunday services and early egg hunt should be in good shape with that rain coming in late. 61 for a high, 62 and rainy most of the day on Monday, lingering showers into Tuesday, and right now it looks like we're going to be dry with a warming trend for the second half of the week. Possibly even warmer than this. Stay tuned for next weekend. I don't want to throw any numbers out there just yet, but it is looking like we may get the pretty spring weekend we've been waiting for next weekend. Stay tuned for more on that.
Sounds good. Thank you, Chris. It looks like it's shaping up to be pretty nice.
Yeah, if you're wanting to get out and do a little exploring, we have just the place for you in tonight's Air for Adventure. We take you to Hayden, Idaho's English Point.
We're at English Point, and I'm taking a little run with Stella, my dog.
We were just hiking with the dog and looking at the flowers.
There's short trails on this side that you can just, they're like 0.6 of a mile. The other side in the yellow loop, it's over 3 miles.
It's a wonderful place, and it's being found, unfortunately.
Gorgeous out here. You see all kinds of animals. I've seen owls, deer, moose, and it's quiet, although now it's starting to get a little more busy. You can see the lake. You can see lots of the forest. I love it when Harlene was here and it's quiet and you feel like you're really in a peaceful place.
It's wonderful. It's so close to town, and it's just a nice hike. It's an easier trail, so that's why I like it. To see people out enjoying themselves and their dogs.
It's a great place to come out and bring your family and bring your dog and enjoy the outdoors in North Idaho.
And here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
A combination of fun and performance is why Kylie and I are excited to show you the Subaru Crosstrek.
The all-wheel drive Crosstrek offers an available 2.5-liter Subaru Boxer engine, giving you extra performance and power unlike anything on or off the road.
There's no shortage of space for passengers and a surprising amount of cargo room for your gear.
The Crosstrek has an 8-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay, connecting you with your favorite apps and navigation.
Check out the Subaru Crosstrek and receive no-problem customer attention at Parker Subaru in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
Built for times like these. Clear thinking, expertise, and smart solutions have sustained us for more than 120 years. Washington Trust Bank has the strength and wisdom needed for times like these. We prepare for the unexpected, and we're just a phone call away. To find a personal banker or learn more about Washington Trust, visit watrust.com/financial partner. Washington Trust Bank, member FDIC.
For a limited time only, get a new John Deere 1023E compact utility tractor with a 120E loader for only $199 per month. Take advantage of this exclusive offer for low monthly payments on top-of-the-line equipment that gets the job done, backed by our consistent quality customer service. Hurry in to your local Pape Machinery, Ag, and Turf store today to cash in on these limited time offers and get your property ready for the spring ahead. Pape keeps you moving.
This Easter Sunday is your chance to save big at More Furniture. Take a full 20% off your purchase and save hundreds on the spring refresh your home deserves. Relax in style with incredible values on comfy, cozy living room furniture. Set a place for all your family and friends in the dining room of your dreams. And rest easy in your bedroom sanctuary, all at 20% off. But these savings won't last. Visit More Furniture this Easter Sunday with special hours from 11 to 6.
Winning the $56,000 Fred's appliance upgrade at Northern Quest could change a lot about your kitchen. But eating your feelings in front of the fridge at 2 a.m.? Oof, that's still on you. Don't miss the $56,000 appliance upgrade at Northern Quest every Thursday in April. Get 1 free entry daily with your Camus Rewards card and play for even more. Details at northernquest.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by Craig Swap & Associates.
Well, help is on the way for Gonzaga basketball. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Middensome. The Bulldogs landed one of the most coveted players in the entire country, and he's right in our own backyard. Eastern Washington's Steele Venters is transferring to Gonzaga. Venters was the Big Sky Player of the Year, averaging 15 points a game. He led the Eagles to a regular season conference championship, a run that included an 18-game winning streak from December to late February. Venters will have 2 years of eligibility remaining. Gonzaga is entering an offseason in which the team is looking to reload the roster. The team has already lost 3 players due to the transfer portal since the season ended. The Bulldogs added to their roster but lost one of its coaches. Gonzaga assistant Roger Powell Jr. will be leaving the program to take the head coaching job at Valparaiso. Powell was an assistant at Gonzaga for the last 4 years. This is a full circle moment for him because he began his coaching career at Valparaiso as an assistant coach from 2011 to 2016. The Eastern Washington Eagles opened up spring practice on a rainy Roos Field. This is the first of 13 practices over the next few weeks, but today it was a light workout with the pads, without the pads, I should say. And head coach Aaron Best says he's looking for his team to have high activity in these first few practices to see how much progress they made during the winter.
We got to be more explosive on both sides of the ball, and to be explosive, you got to be out there. And we missed too much time with some nagging injuries last year with some guys, and so I think we did a good job of take care of our bodies in the winter, but really looking forward to getting out, getting acclimated with the first 2 days with helmets only, and then playing real football when we get to Monday and beyond.
Eastern will wrap up spring ball with their annual red and white game on Friday, April 28th. The struggling Seattle Mariners on the road, a 3-game series against the Cleveland Guardians. Seattle starter Logan Gilbert got into some trouble early. That wild pitch scores a run. Gilbert allowed 3 runs in the start, but here come the Mariners on the comeback trail. J.P. Crawford laces one into the gap, gets past the outfielder. That'll score a run, and that ties the game at 3 as the Mariners are hyped. Same inning, it's their star, Julio Rodriguez, will hit this one right on the sweet spot, and the home run gives Seattle the lead for good. Check out the bat flip on the replay right there. You love it from Julio as Seattle wins this one 5-3. That'll wrap us up for sports.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
You can prepare as much as possible, but whatever you imagine, something else will happen. Patty and I have been together since 1984. Patty got diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2012. Having a caregiver helps with still being in a relationship. There's all sorts of expenses. Renting the bed and the Tilton Space wheelchair. The money's going to be there, just like health insurance, and hopefully you don't ever have to use it. Walk Cares will help you take care of yourself.
This is about more than just tractors. These are people's lives we're talking about here.
When I'm on my Kubota, everything goes away. It's my therapy.
Okay, guys, we need to get this part ordered for Rick's tractor immediately.
Heck, they don't treat people as customers. They treat people like family.
Spring into action and take your adventures to the next level with Northwest Motorsport. Fuel your next adventure at nwmsrocks.com/spring. Find the keys to your next adventure at Northwest Motorsport.
Hey, Greens. How's everything going today?
Hey, Robert. We're good. Just checking in on that car loan we applied for.
No worries. Let me pull that up. Yep. Looks like you're approved and all set.
Hey, that's great news.
So, you headed over to the dealership now?
Yep. Just gotta make one stop first.
And we got a great rate, too.
When you're looking to upgrade the look and energy efficiency of your home, no one does a better job at a better price than McVeigh Brothers Roofing, Siding, and Windows. For over 65 years, McVeigh Brothers has been on the cutting edge of the newest technologically advanced products sold. We're now offering triple pane windows, custom colored windows of your choice, and amazing mini blinds between the glass that will last a lifetime. At McVeigh Brothers, we're working for you.
This is a showstoppers, baby.
Sunday and Monday.
Everybody is bringing the house down.
The final judgment could see
The gloves have to come off.
some of your favorites going home.
You're not going to be in our top 24.
American Idol, new Sunday and Monday on ABC.
4 News Now is brought to you by Regional Theater of the Palouse.
Here is your Easter forecast. 55 on Saturday with a mix of sun and clouds. Rain coming in the late afternoon on Sunday. 61. We have not been in the 60s yet, and we're overdue.
I'll take some 60s.
I too. I just want to say, thank goodness
here we
Chris
go.
came back.
Here we go.
Because when you were not here at the beginning of the week, I was very nervous about this forecast, and here it is. It's going to be great.
Well, that's a lot.